This is not about scheduling convenience or the right political time.
Stop tape. Stop tape. It's exactly that. It's all about political time. This is what Nancy Pelosi has been calculating in her office now for many, many moons. And that is, all right, if we're going to go through with impeachment, when should we let it unfold? We'll let it unfold toward the end of 2019, spills over into 2020. It'll be over and done with. And it's a win-win situation for the Democrats, right? This is the way she's kind of trying to quantify it. The win would be if they happen to succeed and remove the 45th president of the United States, which is not going to happen. That would be a win for the Democrats. If they can do mortal political damage to the president of the United States, then it would affect the outcome of the 2020 election. That would be a win for the Democrats. So this is the way Nancy Pelosi and the Democrat leadership on Capitol Hill are looking at this thing. It's all about timing. They had to get it out of the way before the caucuses and primaries started kicking into high gear, right? They had to do this because they didn't want it to conflict and interfere with whoever's going to be their nominee. So they had to quantify all of this by the end of 2019, going into early 2020, get it over with by February, March 2020, so their Democrat candidates could have an open field to run. This also, by the way, placates the AOCs of the world and the Omars and the Talibs in the Democrat caucus, the radical freshman class. Because Nancy Pelosi also had to placate them, had to get this thing out of the way so she can turn to them at some point early 2020 and say, look, I did it. Maxine Waters, by the way, I did it. Al Green, I did it for you. We tried to impeach the guy. It didn't work, but in the process, maybe help the effort in 2020 on behalf of Democrats. I firmly believe, though, that there are signs potentially that this thing is beginning to backfire. When you start hearing Democrat members of Congress openly oppose impeachment, and they say because of a lack of evidence or what have you, it's nonsense. They're worried about their political skin. They're worried about being reelected in their districts, whether it's New Jersey or California, these razor-thin, New York, these razor-thin districts where it's Republican +1 or maybe a net zero district, Republican +2. These Democrats that won in these razor-thin districts are worried about their political skin. And so this is a sign, potentially, and it's also if you couple the polling and if you believe the polling, these are signs that the Democrat attempt to impeach the 45th president of the United States in this political theater and this attack on the United States Constitution could potentially be starting to backfire on the Democrats. Of course, we won't know for sure until November 3rd, 2020, on Election Day, whether it completely backfired or not. But there is a sense out there. And if you listen to the way the Democrats are talking and the way that Jerry Nadler made this very public overture to the White House to come on and participate, even though, of course, it was a lack of sincere overture to the White House, because the rules, of course, are stacked against the President of the United States. But the fact that Nadler made this very public advance to the White House, saying, come on and participate. This tells me that they're worried, they're concerned about the public image they're painting for themselves as a bunch of radical partisans, which is what they are. And simply reaching out to the White House at this late stage of the game of the impeachment inquiry, so-called, is not going to do it. It's not going to change the voters that are completely turned off by this farce, this attack on the 45th president of the United States. So potentially, there is some good that could come out of this for the Republicans. But again, got to hope that the Republicans don't blow this, because this could be a political gift landing slam in their laps. We'll see how they handle it through 2020. So wouldn't it be nice if the reporters in these rooms of these news conferences just once would do their homework? Just once challenge these constitutional midgets on the founding document and what the framers said about it vis-a-vis impeachment, just once. Expose the Democrats for who and what they are doing, which is a partisan attempt to weaponize their majority in the House and weaponize a solemn constitutional process for purely political gain.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.